Welcome to edusati.com, your partner in education. In this session, we'll discuss the concept of phrasal verbs. Now, before we start a discussion about phrasal verbs, let us discuss what exactly do we mean by phrasal verbs. Phrasal verbs are idiomatic phrases containing a verb and another element, typically an adverb or a preposition, or it might be a combination of both. Now, uh, while in the definition we've already referred, these are idiomatic phrases, and as we know that idioms have metamorphical meanings, so do phrasal verbs, right? So phrasal verbs basically are a combination of a verb with another element that might be an adverb or a preposition, which signifies another meaning. So it stands for another meaning, but it is used in a sentence as an idiom, right? So phrasal verbs are nothing. These are verbs, any sort of a verb that is combined with another element that can be anything. It can be an adverb or a preposition, and what we get is it is equivalent to an idiom, right? And you can use it in your sentences. So the structure of a phrasal verb may be a verb plus an adverb. For example, breakdown. Now, if I break this, break is the verb, down is the adverb, and by breakdown, I do not mean that you're breaking and throwing something down. It is an idiomatic phrase, so it basically breakdown means when something stops working, right? It malfunctions, or there's no scope of its improvement. It's just completely ruined. It is wrecked, right? So it has broken down, right? Likewise, we have a verb with a preposition. For example, see to. See is the verb, to is the preposition. On the similar lines, we have look down to. Look is the verb, right? Down is the preposition, adverb, and to is the preposition. So in either of these cases, we do not mean the literal meaning. By, like, if I'm stating this phrasal verb, I do not signify the literal meaning. I basically am using them as an idiom in my sentences, and thus they have a metamorphical meaning attached to them, right? So let us discuss certain phrasal verbs with the very well-known, verbs. Now, for the first one, for the first verb we take as ask, and let us discuss certain phrasal verbs that start from ask or use ask. For example, we have ask someone out. Asking someone out means inviting that person on a date, right? For example, I say Bob asked Martha out on a dinner. This means that I mean to say, by this I mean that Bob asked Martha out, means that he invited her on a dinner. Likewise, we have asked around. This is the practice that people do, wherein they're asking the same question to multiple people. Now, mind you, it's a negative phrasal verb. It's a negative idiom, right? So it's something used as a negative quality. If somebody is irritating you by asking you the same question, or irritating you by asking everybody the same question, that person is asking around the same question. For example, I say Aman was asking around the validity of the report to various people, right? Now here I do not mean that he wanted to cross check it, but here I mean that he was unnecessarily, wasting his time and resources asking the same question to various people. So it's a negative phrasal verb. Likewise, we have ask after someone, which means ask about information about someone. Now, if I have to use this in a sentence, I'll say the CID officers were asking after Bob in the uh, hotel. Now, here I mean that they were asking about the whereabouts or about the information related to Bob. So they were actually, they were actually conducting it might be conducting a research, or it might be in any cases. Here in this case, they were basically trying to estimate where exactly is Bob, right? So if you're asking after someone, that means you're asking about the information relating to someone. Likewise, we have ask for, which means to say that you need something. So when I entered the hotel, I asked for a glass of water. That is, I wanted to have some water, so I asked for it. That is, I requested them to give me some water. So I asked for it, right? Likewise, we have asked for. In another meaning, it means something that may lead to trouble. So by cheating in the examination, you may ask for your cancellation of the exam or cancellation of the candidature. This means that if you will do something, in this case, if you are cheating or you found cheating, you will be asking for a trouble. That is, you will be, the result would be that you will be that your candidature would be cancelled. So asking for one meaning says that it is you're saying that you need something, and the other means that you're inviting a trouble. And if I say it in the form that he's asking for someone, right? So that means you are asking people to speak to them. For example, I say that asked for Dr. Wonder I asked for the consultation with Dr. Wonder. Now this means that I want to talk to Dr. Wonder, so I'm asking for him, right? Like, where is that person? I want to talk to him, so I am asking for that person, right? If I ask someone in, that means I am inviting him to my home. And ask someone out and ask someone in differ in the way that both the cases you're inviting the people, but asking someone out means that you're asking him for a date outside your home, whereas if you're asking him in, that you're inviting him to your home. Ask someone over, this means invite them to come and visit you in your home. So asking someone in and asking someone over, both of them mean the same thing. So you may say he's asked me in or he asked me over. Both of them mean the same thing. Now let us discuss certain phrasal verbs with the verb back. Now, for example, we have back something up, which means to copy. So the files were a backup of the files was kept in the in the storeroom. Now herein I mean that a copy of all the files was kept in the storeroom. So backing something up means to keep a copy of that thing, storing a copy of that thing, right? Likewise, if I back someone up, this means to support that person, right? So my father always backs me up in my tough times. This means he's always supporting me in the tough times. Likewise, we have back away from, that is to move backwards or to retreat, right? Upon seeing the dangers associated to investment, Bob decided to back away from this plan. That is, he moved backwards. He did not want to further invest into this plan. Back away from also means to contradict, right? So I like to back away from your point. That means I want to contradict your point. Back down is that it means that you admit that you were wrong. So after all the discussion was over, Martha decided to back down and confess her guilt. This means that she was ready to admit that she was wrong and confess her guilt. Back off means to avoid a difficult situation. Usually people back off in the games, right? Back onto, as we've somewhat known, is that back onto means that the back position, like what is the position of the place. Now if I say my house backs onto river Ganga, that means the back of my house is on the bank of river Ganga. So if I'm describing a position of something and I want to tell that where is the back located, this building, the back of this building is located, I'll say this building backs onto this very place, right? And kindly noted that back onto is usually used with the location of buildings only, right? So you cannot use it with the location of a person or with yourself, but only with the buildings. Likewise, we have back out, which means to withdraw. So back off and back out are somewhat related. Let us discuss certain phrasal verbs that start with the verb break. For example, breakdown. We've already discussed breakdown means stop functioning. After 30 years of functioning properly, the machine suddenly broke down. This means that it stopped functioning. Breakdown also means to get upset. Upon listening to the news of her father's death, Martha broke down. This means she got very upset and she started crying. So breakdown is a very, very advanced version of getting upset actually. It is when a person starts crying bitterly and it's like completely he loses his wits because of certain sad, sad environment or anything. This is a little higher version of getting upset. Break something down means to divide it into smaller parts. That is basically to distribute, right? So the share was broken down among us. So everybody's share was given to that very particular person. It was divided into smaller parts. Break in means to forcefully enter into some place. It might be a building or a home as well. So the thief broke into the house at 3 a.m. in the morning. So he forcefully entered into the house. And as we can associate, since it's related to thief or thievery, so obviously this means that he forcefully entered the house. Break into something again is also, it also means enter forcefully. So break in or break into, both of them are same. A better, if we've already seen the video of prepositions, you already know that what is the difference between in and into. Into is when somebody enters from outside, and in is when things are happening within the thing, right? So a better phrasal verb is break into, but even if you're using break in, even that solves the purpose. So both of them mean the same thing. Break something in means wear something a few times so that it doesn't look or feel new. It's related to clothing actually. It's not a very widely used phrasal verb, but yes, you must memorize it. Break in also means to interrupt. I tried to break in their altercating conversation, but I failed. So I wanted to intrude into their conversation so that they stop fighting, but I could not do that. So that is what I mean by this sentence, right? Break up is start laughing. Upon watching the show, Bob broke up means that he did. Bob broke up means that he started laughing. Break out also means to escape, right? So upon seeing the lion, he broke out. So he tried to break out. So this means he tried to escape. Break out in something means to develop a skin condition. So after taking bath in the dirty pond, Bob broke out in eczema. That means he developed the conditions of eczema. Let us discuss certain phrasal verbs with call. We start a discussion with call around. Call here, it means a phone call. So calling around somebody, like calling around means to basically call at different places or people. So since Bob did not return home for long, his mother started calling around. That means she started to inquire where is Bob on phone calls by giving phone calls to various places, or to various people. Call someone back, again, it's something that's related to phone calls, and this is something that we widely use. Calling someone back means to return a phone call or call them back. Call something off means to cancel. So the event was called off due to the death of one of the sponsors. Herein we mean that it was cancelled because of the death. Call on someone means to ask for an answer or opinion. So I call upon my father, or I call on my father whenever I need an expert advice. That is, I ask him for his opinion. Call on someone also means to visit someone. So I'll be calling on my father this Christmas. That is, I'll be visiting him. Call someone up. We already know that is giving a phone call. Let us discuss certain phrasal verbs that start with come. We have come across something, that is to find unexpectedly. While reading the history books, I came across that Shah Jahan had 14 wives. So that I found it unexpectedly. I did not know it, but I found it unexpectedly. Come apart is to separate. So after an association for so many years, Hero Group and Honda Group have finally come apart. That is, they have separated, come down with something, that is to become sick. We have already done this in the video of idioms as well, right? So come down with something is to become sick. Uh, since Bob had to drive his scooter in heavy rains, he came down with flu. So he became sick. Come forward is to volunteer. Again, something that we already know. So Bob always comes forward to help people. So he volunteers to help people, right? Likewise, we have come from somewhere, that is originate from. So I come from India. This means that I originate from India. Let us discuss certain phrasal verbs that start with cut. For example, cut back on someone or something, that is to rely on someone or something, right? So if I say that I cut back on Bob for financial advices, that is I rely on him, that he always gives me good advices. Cut something down means to make something fall to the ground, right? And cut in means to interrupt. So if I say that he tried to cut in our conversation, but we did not allow him, this means he wanted to interrupt into our conversation, but we did not allow him. Cut in also means to pull in too closely in front of the other vehicle. So since it was very rushy area, people were trying to cut in through the other vehicles to move forward. That is, they were taking risky turns or risky cuts. They were taking risky cuts to move forward. Right. Then we have cut someone or something off, that is to remove. His arm was cut off because its wound got septic. So it was cut off means that it was removed. Cut something off also means stop providing. So the government has decided to cut the subsidies off. That is, they have decided to stop providing the subsidies. If we cut off someone, this means take out of a will, right? That is, we'll not continue any association with them. So we have cut off with them. If I cut something out, right? So I'll remove a part of them, usually using the scissors. So I cut the tag out means that I use scissors to cut this tag and throw it. Right. Let's discuss certain phrasal verbs using drop. Let us start our discussion about drop with drop back, which means to move back in a position or group. So he dropped back by 3 positions. Like if, for example, if I'm discussing the current rankings in some game, and I say Bob dropped back by 3 positions, that means he moved back by 3 positions in the group, right? Likewise, we have drop in, drop by, or drop over. Now, all of them mean to come without an appointment, but drop in basically is used for positive sentences, that is visit. So I'll drop in at your place, that is I'll just come. I'll come up unexpectedly any day. Or he dropped in at my place, that is he came pleasantly to visit me. So you're pleased by this visit. But drop by and drop over, they are more of negative. They are more of negative sentences. That is, this means that you were not expecting them, and they suddenly came in, and you were surprised, or you were a little shocked. So if you're saying drop in, that is you're surprised. But if you're using drop by or drop over, this means that you were shocked. But all in all these 3 mean that come without an appointment. Likewise, we have drop someone or something off, means that you take somebody somewhere and then leave them there. So I'll drop you off at the theater means that I'll drop you, that is I'll leave you at the theater. I'll take you from here and drop you there. It's something that you've been using it since your childhood. He dropped me off at theater, that is he dropped me at the theater. Something that you've been using since long. Dropout is quit doing. So he's a college dropout or school dropout. That means he has he's quit his studies in the school or college. Let us discuss certain phrasal verbs with get. First is get something across or over, that is to communicate, right? So he got this information across me, that is he communicated this information to me. Get along on or get on means to like each other, right? So if I say get along, so if I say get along with me, so we like each other's company, so we'll be able to get along, right? So that is we'll be able to be comfortable with each other. Get around means to have mobility, right? So after the use of this wheelchair, Bob can easily get around with us. That is, he has this mobility to come and join us. Get away means to go on a vacation. After working for rigorously for 3 months, I want to get away to Shimla. That is, I want to go on a vacation to Shimla. Get away with something means to do without being noticed or punished. So even after being charged with rape cases, he was able to get away with them. That is, he was not punished. He was he was not at all punished or found guilty due to many reasons. So he was able to he had this impunity thing with him. Get back is to return. So I'll get back to this point after we have finished our discussion about phrasal verbs. That is, I'll return to this point after we have finished our discussion. Get back at someone means to retaliate, right? And get back into something means become interested in something again. After his job, after his retirement from the job, he got back into painting. That is, first before starting the job, he was interested in painting, but now after he's retired, he's again started painting. So he has got back into something. Let us discuss get on something, which means to step onto a vehicle. So to reach to this place, you need to get on the bus number 411. So this means that you need to take or board the bus 411. Get over something, that is to recover. It was very difficult for Martha to get over the death of her husband. So to recover from the the trauma that is related to the death of her husband. Get over something also means overcome a problem. So this is something, both of them are related and you can easily interpret them because you've been using them since your child. Next we have get around to something, that is finally find time to do, right? After working for 6 or 7 weeks, Bob finally got around to meet me. That is, he finally found time to meet me. Get together, we all know that means it's a meeting or to meet. Get up is to get out of the bed, again something that you already know. Get up also means to stand, so he got up, that is, he stood up. Discuss certain phrasal verbs with give, and the first one that we have is give someone away, that is reveal hidden information to someone. So after being tortured for 3 or 4 hours, the soldier gave away that is we mean to say that the soldier finally revealed the information to us. Give someone away also means to take the bride to the altar. Now the people who are very equipped with this Hindu marriage traditions, they usually come across that Kanyadan thing. Giving someone away means to basically taking the bride to the altar so as she can now be given away as a gift or whatever to the groom. Give something away is to ruin a secret. So giving someone away is revealing the secret, and giving something away is to ruin the secret. Giving something away also means to give something to someone, which is obviously that we can make it out. Give in is to reluctantly stop arguing, right? So I gave in this entire conversation upon because Bob started getting violent. So I reluctantly stopped arguing with him. Give something out means to give it to many people or to distribute it. So the priest gave the prasad out to the people. That is, he distributed the prasad to many people. Give something up is to quit a bad habit. So I gave up the habit of smoking after 4 years. That is, I quit the habit. Give up is also stop trying. So he gave up just before he tried the task. So that is, he did not even try the task. Let us discuss certain phrasal verbs with go. Go after someone means to follow someone, right? And go after something is to try to achieve something. So I am studying to go after my dreams, that is, I want to achieve my dream, and I am following the footsteps of Swami Vivekananda, so I am going after Swami Vivekananda. Go against something is to compete with that person, that is something that we already know. Go ahead is to start, so go ahead and do this. So start and do this, right? So this is something again. Go back is to return to a place, again you know that, right? Go out with someone is to go on a date. So Martha decided to go out with Bob on the dinner. Go over something is to review. So before the examination, I went over the notes, or he is going over the notes before entering into the examination hall. Go over also means to visit someone nearby. So I'll be going over to my mother's place on Saturday evening. So that is, I'll be visiting her. Go without something, that is to suffer lack or deprivation. So he's going without money these days, that is, he's into very tight conditions, or he's into financial crisis. Let us discuss certain phrasal verbs with put. Put something down is to put what you are holding on the surface of the floor. So the cops asked the thieves to put down their guns, that is, to put their guns on the floor. Put someone down is to insult. So he's putting me down, that is, he's insulting me. Put something off is to postpone. So the event has been put off because of the death of one of the sponsors. This means that it has been postponed. And if it is called off, that means it was cancelled. So both of them are not they are not synonyms. Put off is to postpone, whereas call off is to cancel. Put something out is to extinguish, basically with the fire. So the fire was put out, that is, it was extinguished. Put something together is to assemble. So the parts were put together to form the machine. Put up with someone and somebody is to tolerate. It is really difficult to put up with Alice. That is, it is really difficult to deal with her, to tolerate her. Let us discuss certain phrasal verbs with run. For example, we have run into, that is, meet unexpectedly. I ran into Bob at the carnival, so I met him unexpectedly. Run over is to drive a vehicle over a person. Bob is accused of running over his car after drinking so much of alcohol, running his car over certain people. So that would be the correct formation. I'll say Bob is accused of running his car over the people sleeping on the footpath after drinking a lot of alcohol, right? Run over or run through means to rehearse. So the students ran over the notes before appearing into the examination. Run away is to leave unexpectedly or escape. Since Bob is accused of so many different charges, he has decided to run away and try to escape the policeman. Right? So he's trying to leave unexpectedly and without the consent of the policeman. Run out is to have none left. That is, let us take an example as after spending 3 months in London, I ran out of my I ran out of my money or I ran out of my finances. So that means I did not have any money left. Let us discuss certain phrasal verbs with take. Take after someone is to resemble a family member, right? So he takes after my brother, that is, he looks like my brother. Take something apart is to purposely break into places. Take something back is to return an item. So I'll be taking this book back to Martha, that is, I'll be returning this book to her. Take off is to start to fly. This is something that we all know. It's a terminology used in flying, aviation, right? Take something off is to remove something. So he took off his t-shirt because it was dirty, so he removed his t-shirt. Take something out means to remove from a place or thing. Take someone out is to pay for someone to go anywhere with you. So I took Bob out for a dinner, that is, I paid his expenses. And now here we are not going on a date actually, right? So do not confuse it with other phrasal verbs. Take out is basically paying the expenses of so that that person accompanies you. Let us discuss certain phrasal verbs with turn. Turn something down means to decrease the volume or strength. So continuous working on the machine has turned it down, that is, now it has decreased, the strength in the machine is decreased, that is, it is no more that robust. Likewise, we have turned something down, that is to refuse. So the committee turned the preposition down, that is, it refused the preposition. Turn something off is to switch off. So turn your phones off, that is, switch off your phones. Turn something on obviously means to switch them on. Turn something up is to increase in volume. So it is an exact opposite of the phrasal verb turn something down. So the after this service, the machine is expected. The service is expected to turn the machine up, that is, to increase its strength. Turn up is to appear suddenly, right? So the teacher did not expect Bob to turn up in the class, to appear suddenly in the class. Let us discuss certain phrasal verbs with work. Workout is exercise. This is what we all know. Workout also means to become successful. I just hope that the plan works out, that is, it becomes successful. Work something out is to make a calculation. That is, he worked the finances out, that is, he made the calculations related to finances. Well, that gets us to the end of the discussion of phrasal verbs. Now, these are not the only phrasal verbs that we have in the language. We have many phrasal verbs. These are a few of them. I just advise you to practice more and more of these phrasal verbs so as you're more equipped, and make a list of all these and read and try to memorize all those. If you've not understood any of the phrasal verbs, you can redo this entire video. Thank you and have a nice day.